Hello again, Lundeka.
Thank you for your patience, South Africa. It's the sounds of Usher coming through with
Hello, Mimsy.
Anthony Hamilton with Her Heart. I know you're singing along to every song. 22 minutes after 10 a.m. Let's get into it. Anonymous is on the line.
Oh, is it good now? Thank you. Anonymous coming to you. Thank you, Tati, for joining. Welcome. Kumbule, thank you for the follow. Audrey, welcome. Jay Bunani, welcome. Lesotho Sekgothudi, welcome.
A very good morning to you, Anonymous. How are you? Anonymous?
Zezo.
Hi,
There we go. Are you well, Anonymous?
I'm good, and you?
Great, thank you. Anonymous, are you ready to go?
Name, I hope so,
I'm
Makazi.
ready.
All right, before we continue, Anonymous, here are the house rules. Respect is the foundation of our conversation. Maintain respectful language. Please refrain from any swearing or use of profanities. Our responsibility is to protect your identity, and your responsibility, Anonymous, is to extend the same courtesy to protect the identity of the people or
Remember
the
to
person
tap.
you will be speaking about this morning. Anonymous, if
Tap,
you're in
tap,
agreement
tap,
with
tap,
these
tap,
terms,
tap, tap,
please
tap.
confirm by stating I agree.
House
However, if you
rules,
don't,
we tap to
that's also
50K.
fine. We'll move on to the next
Now we
anonymous
meet
caller.
the comments.
But we want you. Anonymous,
So
do you
Masieni
agree?
guys in
I
Masieni.
agree.
We're listening.
Okay, good. Hi, Sumizi. Hi, Naked.
Hi.
Okay, my story is very short, man.
Mm.
I've been dating this guy, and then we broke up. We broke up last year.
Okay.
And then, recently, me and his friend, like, we started having a fling, and then the friend wants us to date. The only problem is that the friend is scared of dating me because of my ex. So, like, I'm kind of confused because he says he loves me, but he wants us to keep things discreet from the guy. Like, he doesn't want the guy to know. He wants us to keep our relationship as a secret. So, hence I'm calling. Like, I'm kind of confused.
Very short story.
Okay, Anonymous. So you currently in a relationship now with this person who's saying, hey, let's keep this thing on the side, a secret.
Yeah.
And you're confused.
I'm confused because I don't want to keep things secret. Like, I want us to be out there. So he's scared of the friend,
I see.
which is my ex.
Me.
So you and your friend are not, you and his friend are no longer together.
Yeah.
How
We
long
broke
is
up last year. We broke up on March. And then right now on March, me and his friend are studying something.
And when do you start something?
Pardon?
When do you start something with a friend?
We started recently, as in like recently.
How long?
Few days ago.
So plan me out.
And he's already in love.
Have you guys been intimate?
Obvious.
No, we haven't.
I went away naked. I don't know.
So you haven't had sex?
We haven't.
Okay, have you kissed?
Yes, we did.
Is he a good kisser?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So what's scary about your ex? On a scale of 1 to 10, like how scary is he? Like,
No, he's very scary. He's a violent guy.
Violent day.
So, like, he doesn't want to fight with me. Hence, he wants to keep things discreet.
okay, and then this guy that you're dating right now, on a scale of
Yep.
1 to 10, how scary is he?
He's a polite guy. He's a
Opposite.
good guy. Yeah.
And are they still friends?
Yes, they are.
Okay,
But they are not close friends. They are just friends.
okay, so Anonymous, ne? Let's play a scenario. You are sitting in your house and then
Uh,
Pardon?
so you're sitting in your
there's
house
a break-in.
and then there's a break-in,
Tiger.
okay?
Yeah.
Which man will protect you? Number 1, your ex, or number 2, this sweet guy?
This guy.
How will he protect you if he's sweet?
No. That's a
This
good one.
guy will protect me because he has a sweetheart. That one you'll never.
Oh, so the other one will never protect you. He'll like scream like a little girl as well.
Pardon?
He'll scream. Both of you will be screaming.
I think so. But you will never.
I get it. He's not a fighter, but he's a protector.
Okay, and then the first one?
There's a difference. The first one is just aggressive
It
towards
doesn't care.
Towards women.
yes.
Awa.
I'm a pova.
I get. Then there's nothing to be scary. There's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, actually, because the sweet guy will still protect you.
Exactly.
But
Ningakhohle guys.
is it worth it? I mean,
But sweet guy is afraid, man, already.
But like
Of
he's
ex.
so scared of that guy.
Yes.
He wants us to date, but he's scared. He says he wants us to keep this thing because
Anonymous is not scared of the guy.
True.
He just wants to chow. He just wants to eat for free. And
oh, okay.
how?
Anonymous, don't do you naked?
Yes. No, but so easy.
No.
I think I've been in a similar situation.
At some point, I believe him. Why does he want to keep things discreet?
Exactly.
You,
He just wants to sleep with you, and he doesn't want anybody
Yeah.
else to know.
Anonymous,
Yeah,
do you have a best friend?
I have what?
Do you have a best friend?
No.
That's why you can't relate. Because if you had a best friend, how would you feel if you break up with this guy now, and then he dates your best friend and they are out immediately? How would you feel when?
No, I'll be hurt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But so keep it discreet.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay. I don't mind keeping it discreet, but if I keep it discreet, that means we won't be intimate, we won't do nothing, we're
Good.
not going to be like friends.
Good.
Because I don't know his intention.
Good.
What if I keep it discreet and then now he's here to do something and then he's gone?
Actually,
So.
Anonymous, you're right.
Yes.
You actually tell him that if you want to keep me discreet, then you can't have the cookie. We can't be intimate, we cannot date. Until you want to man up and take me as your woman, then we can move over to the next step. Because as is, come on, I think, Somiza, I did this probably in my 20s, where sometimes when abangani have this hot girl and they break up, but you still have this thing for this woman. But then, Anonymous, this means that you also had feelings for this guy while you were with your ex.
Not necessarily.
No, I
Wow.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
It's possible.
I didn't.
So where
They're
do
not
these
that
feelings
close.
come from?
From after.
No,
They
how?
came after the breakup. We started being friends on social
Yes.
media, and then that's when we started being flirting and stuff.
Flirting on
Not before.
Okay.
Okay, Anonymous, let me quickly get through the news headlines. We'll be back to just complete this advice that you need, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Tapa screen, Lena. Tapa screen, Lena. Guys, this is what Ask a Man should be. This must be what come to Ask a Man when things have not escalated beyond what it should be, so that now you can get the correct answers and we move. In any case, good morning everyone. My name is KG and we are Makaya Randa. We're here Monday to Friday, 20%. We listen to Ask a Man on Metro, 20%, and we weigh in on the issues. And then 11:30, we have our own segment, Talk to Me, Donna. Catch up for those who are late.
However, in recent times, she just started having a thing with her ex's friend and says they both want to be with each other, but the friend is scared of getting together with her and making it official publicly because of his friend who's Anonymous's ex. Now, Anonymous says they are still friends and she does not know what to do. Anonymous.
How could?
All right. Any final questions that you have
Let's
for
get to
the Naked
50K,
DJ
guys.
and Sumisi before we fully go in and give you the advice you need?
I just want to know what to do.
That's
I'm kind of confused.
okay. Cool.
Mina, somebody needs to explain to me how your man has a friend You don't even look at this friend. You're not attracted to this friend. Even in conversations, there's no spark, nothing. But then as soon as they break up, now all of a sudden, this person becomes attractive. Is it because you don't have a life? You don't go out? There are no other men in your life? There are no other men in your DMs? You have a low self-esteem? The only men that are paying attention to you are men in the same circle. Someone, please explain to me like I'm a 3-year-old.
It's not like I have a low self-esteem, but I have a problem in trusting a guy because my ex disappointed me. We've been dating for the longest time. So right now, I didn't want any relationship. I just wanted, like, to have fun. That's it. So since the fun came, that's when I was like, nah, I've been missing to be like in my serious relationship. So why not give it a try?
Guilty of what, when
Why did you break up with your ex?
Guilty of
Cheated
He cheated.
on our anniversary day.
After?
On our anniversary day.
On. So
Yeah.
don't you think it's you are being revengeful?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Sabi, what's your story?
Yeah. I don't know.
Pendula,
I don't think so.
are you over him?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to get under him?
No, under the other guy. You don't. You want to get under the other guy. That's why you want to frustrate things.
Yeah.
Okay. Naked, it's possible that you could be friends with Z and I'm dating Z. And Mina now, sorry, we only meet when the friend is around, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't control yourself and go, naked is off boundaries, off limits, I mean. And life goes on. Then we break up with Z. Then you know to break up with Z.
Yes.
Chances are maybe now you wanted me or you don't know. It's a high on, maybe we bump into each other. Hey, when I don't see you anymore. No, we broke up in Tonton. Oh, I skis in Tonton. Then you see an opportunity. You start talking, you see that this guy was actually even smarter than Lorna. The advices he gives and then the flirting starts because now you have nothing that stops you. You know? So it's possible. But sometimes you do meet your boyfriend's friends and you go, damn, I chose too soon. But let me wait for an opportunity to come. Or sometimes you even do it whilst you're in a relationship. It depends on how your HO Father Christmas level is at.
Okay.
You know? So there's not one reason why you would fall in love.
Yeah,
or
but you know, Anonymous does sound like a young person. And from my side, all I'm saying is just explore. If you want to have fun, it doesn't mean like you're just having fun with the same circle of friends.
Okay.
At a certain point, you need to respect yourself and understand that also sometimes it could be planned. 2-3 weeks ago, we had an Anonymous where we realized that the guys, it was planned. You know what I mean? And then therefore, you are there trying to preserve the cookie for a suitable suitor. But Gandhi, they playing you, you know, passing you like ichapis. You know what I mean? Anonymous, get out there. Have fun elsewhere. There's certain things that are just out of bounds. And now you can feel it. Anonymous, if it's stressful, it's not worth it. If, hey, I'm scared of this guy, he's violent. Anonymous, it's not worth it. Come on. Are you guys saying Aweka Tota? You sound like a 2K. Like I'm a 2K have a lot of choices, Anonymous. Or did Huperi read in the headlines that Amatota pelid? Yeah, then what's wrong with you? That the only men that you really are into are in the same circle.
And it's also possible.
In some point, let me be honest, I wanted to date the friend because I wanted to make my ex jealous.
Okay.
Of course, revenge. Mm.
Okay, Anonymous. Now, this is really bad because it means you're not respecting yourself. This is your body. This
Yeah.
is your life. And
But I wasn't gonna be intimate with him.
You weren't going to be intimate with him.
Nah.
but you wanted to date him.
No.
Pardon?
Revenge.
You wanted to, Anonymous, you're playing with people's lives here. Not only people's lives, but your life as well. You know, you hear of people snapping, people hurting each other. Stop playing games. Life is not a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't have a kid or anything like that, right, Anonymous? You don't have a child.
I do with the ex.
You've got a kid.
Wait,
Anonymous.
with this
With the ex.
no, but ex is a man. With this current.
No, she's mentioned one.
No,
ex.
the ex.
Wait, Anonymous, you've got a child with your ex.
Yeah.
The friend of your
Current
guy.
girlfriend.
The friend of the recent guy.
Okay, so you have a child with him.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You are playing with fire.
Thank you, Sipati.
Okay.
That's okay.
Shame.
No, she
Anonymous.
is Anonymous.
She's a good listener.
You're playing with fire. There's co-parenting involved. It's your livelihood. It's the kid's livelihood. This is not how. Okay, hold on. The only way you want to make somebody jealous is if you still have feelings for that person.
Yeah.
Or if you still
I
want.
don't.
Or if you still wanna be with that person.
I don't.
Yeah, but
So why must that person be jealous?
no, she's not trying to make him jealous.
That's what she said.
She said she wants to hurt
Did you say
him.
that?
Yes. The only
Yes, I said at some point.
Mm.
I said at some point I wanted to make him jealous.
But no.
Okay, why did you want to make him jealous?
Yo, he broke my heart, that guy.
He broke
And I
your
was
heart.
too loyal, yeah. He broke my heart.
Okay, and then so you are just, it's just a revenge.
Yes. Tap.
An eye for an eye. You break my heart, I break your heart. And I'm breaking your heart not because I love you, but just because I'm an evil person.
No.
So you're not. So when you intentionally break a person's heart, it's not evil. Asibuloi. Like you're a training
don't put it
witch
that way.
right now.
No, don't put it in that way. You're making me feel bad. Like,
Okay, how do I make you
No.
feel good about wanting to intentionally hurt someone? Yo, Anonymous, you wanted to hurt him. Ooh, kumnandi. Hurt him.
I
Tap, tap, tap.
make it.
Let's go to 50K.
Okay. Here's what I think, anonymously. I think there's a part of you that's still hurt, not because you're not over him. You know, I think there's a part of you that's still hurt
50K.
because of what he did to you, right?
Yeah.
And you, that's why you are rushing for. I mean, it's been less than a month. You were talking to this guy, right?
Okay.
We've been talking for maybe 8 months.
With the friend.
Yeah. But
And then when do you? What was the first kiss? I know, I'm a date out.
few days ago.
Exactly. So we not count the 8 months. Let's count the first kiss. Then
Okay, which is 3 days ago.
yes, and then you already want to be out. So there's a part of you that wants to make the other guy jealous, right? And
Yeah.
then I make it and then I
The
feel,
other part, I want to be in a relationship, like a stable relationship with him.
yes.
I love him.
I win.
And then.
I win. Anonymous.
So this has been such a brother,
Can I
man.
please ask you to finalize everything you're saying after this? Let me quickly pay some bills.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Boston City campus.
Alrighty, good morning. Once again, for those who are joining us for the first time, this is Makoya Rundown. We are here Monday to Friday, 20 past 10. We listen to Ask a Man on Metro, and then we weigh in on the issues. At around 11:30, we have our own segment, Talk to Me Ndwana, where we address things that are very important to our hearts, things that grow us, things that, always in our minds. So if you have a question, you have a situation, you want all 180 something of people here to weigh in, to assist you on something, come through. Let's have that discussion. And yeah, currently I've muted the comments because y'all need to tap to 50k and then we open the comments. Use that energy that you're chatting with to just tap, 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 tap. Let's do that. And yeah, by the way, we post these lives on YouTube. Go check out our latest live. Should be sometime from last week, I think. So check it out there. There's also episode 1 where you can get to know a little bit about us. So stick around and let's do this. Thank you for all the ones who are following us. Thank you for all the ones that are sharing. Don't be afraid to share, spread the word to as many people as you can. We're trying to build a community that is positive, that is there to help, that is there to walk with you in every stage of your life. Joyful, sad, challenging, and all of that. So Leroy says this is a support group. So join our support group and let's do life together. Remember, 50k, switch on the comments.
Love him, right? And then, of course, Somizi had a little bit of a comment there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you, Anonymous?
Oh, man, we've lost Anonymous. All right, Kevin is trying to get her back on the line.
Okay, Naked, you were saying?
I just interpretation of intimacy. She said, I do not want to get intimate with him.
Yeah.
And then you spoke about kissing. When someone has their tongue inside your mouth,
Naked, you're fetching, man.
that's not part of intimacy.
It is. But you must remember, Naked, we are not all that learned when it comes to romance and the language and the terms. So intimacy to me might mean something else to you. So it's like saying I'm celibate. Some celibacy means not even masturbation, nothing. To some means not having contact with another person, but still pleasuring yourself.
Okay.
So there's a difference. It's
There are levels to this intimacy thing.
Anonymous, how old are you?
I'm 29.
See? I told you, Naked. I told you, Naked. Naked thought you were 21.
Yeah.
I'm at 2K.
I told you. I said, Lord, 2K. You boom shaka. You boom shaka. She was born 1996. Okay. Mamela ke Anonymous. Right. All I'm saying is that, one, when you say you are in love, I think there's a level of desperation. I'm not sure. But also it could be possible because we are not you. We can just assume, right? Mina, with all the talks with Naked saying don't give the cookie before whatever, and don't be intimate and blah, 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 blah. I just went straight into my adult mode and seriousness mode. Wow. I remember I was telling my friend, I'm at school now and I just realized, damn, I'm good at maths. My friend made a joke. He said, you must remember tonight, during our time, he passed mark by 50%. And then now it's 39%. You know, which means the standards have dropped a bit, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Now, my point is, I feel like also the standards have dropped a bit with regards to especially women settling for what is for less, for instance. For me, already saying you won't give him the cookie before he goes out, it means it seems like the cookie is now the prize. You know,
Right.
we are making
It always is.
It is.
It always is.
But that's sad. For me, that's a sad reality.
No.
It is a sad reality.
It's I will last live Nandi.
No. Ukuze uyahleka yena ngoba elakhe ulenze according.
And we have reached
All I'm
50k.
saying that, Anonymous,
Welcome back to the
It's
comments.
not a prize. Like, I don't want to catch feelings.
you what?
Like, I don't want to deeply catch feelings.
You don't like catch feelings, but you say you love him most.
Yeah, Mara, I want him to be out there. I want our relationship to be out there before we can do the deed.
Exactly.
Because
That's
if
my
we do it-
point. That is my point that I'm making. Now you are saying you want to be out there before
Keep
you do the
tapping.
deed. So the deed
Keep
is the
tapping.
prize, and it shouldn't be that way. And you're gonna call us again now and say, baby daddy number 2, was a friend.
To leave.
It will never happen. It will never.
Okay, how did the one happen, the first one?
Booze.
So,
Hi.
You can be honest with us.
Hello,
How did the
Jenna.
one happen?
so,
Weren't you at some point when you were at varsity, right, and said, "Oh, Mina, it will never happen."
Okay.
No sex before marriage, Nina. Unless we are married, I'm not giving you a child.
Haven't you said those words, Anoni?
I did.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Uti, let's change the narrative. And I know I'm sounding too boring and too serious right now for some people, but
This is
somebody
what
has to
it's
say,
guilty
Uti,
when.
ladies, especially ladies, the guy will always look at it as a prize if you are making it a trophy. And that is why guys do exactly what you want them to do until they hit it. And then that's when they prove whether they're there for the cookie or whether they're there for you. Because sometimes a guy can separate you and the cookie, or a guy can see you holistically as a human being, as a queen,
Good
as
thing
a this
that
and
you
that,
know,
the whole
then you
boat.
can deal with
But
it.
it's up to you whether you want to separate yourself to the cookie or you want a guy to love you for you.
But in this case, I
Explain,
personally feel
Sej.
this guy is just here for the cookie. Anonymous,
Highly possible.
yeah, it's not worth it. This thing, it comes with too much stress, too much baggage. Remember, at the end of the day, his friend is the
that's
father of your
funny.
child. Anonymous, it's messy. There's a lot of men out there. And no, trust me, even if you go date a para from 2 streets down, your man will still be jealous.
Yes,
You don't have to date his friend to make him jealous.
100%.
So
Okay.
just go out there. There's somebody there for you, Anonymous. But you're a mother as well. Remember, your child is watching. We don't know how old your child is right now, but your child is going to be so confused with how umama ulala nosfiso, but usfiso umngani kababa. You know, all those things. Anonymous, it's not worth it.
But what can you
Grow
do?
up.
Also, the guy
You
is
you
showing
can't throw
you
one, you must know.
who is more valued between you and his friend. That's the reason why he doesn't want to come out. He would rather lose you than lose his friendship, even though he's not a true friend for even engaging with you like that. However, now you know between you and him,
Good point.
who is more important to the guy? The friend. Mega girl, but ninga bafana.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Anonymous. Truly appreciate you giving us a call. You feeling better than you did almost an hour ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Anonymous, continue listening to your radio. Let's get South Africa to also
Thank you
give
for
you
the
advice,
full
okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sisham Simang, stick around.
Let's do some bills. We'll be back.
Invest in you and make your
190
mark with
something
IIT
Nabo
Rosebank College with
will
over
give comments.
25,000 registered students and
Good
over
morning,
16,000
good morning. Yeah, I think this is I think we need to give Gail kudos for some things. We need to give Gail kudos for some things. She has learned from her past, and she's trying to make sure she goes as cautious as possible. And she's asking for advice before releasing her, you know. And her finding herself in a situation where there's another baby with the friend's baby daddy and all of these funny things. She refused to answer why I had mainly before, but hey, okay. Yeah, so go rough. Serge says, nah, she's confused still. How can she love her friend's ex? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name is KG. Welcome again. You can request to join the panel, but we have a few rules. So you come through, you mute your mic, you will speak when you're given an opportunity to. We don't speak over each other. We don't fight each other. You cannot disagree with an opinion without attacking the person who's presenting the opinion. So we are going to be very cordial, you know. So you'll be called out if you are doing anything or saying anything that doesn't agree with the sentiments of this community, because we are trying to be positive. We're trying to build and not to destroy. So let's be cognizant of that. So you can request, you will come through and you will speak. So I don't roll alone. I have a couple of my co-hosts up in here. So let me accept. I think I can hear you quite well.
Hi guys, how you guys doing? Oh god, I missed you guys so much.
We've
Hi
missed
Lee,
you, man.
how are you?
Yeah, what's up, guys? All right, like, today. Yeah, I'm
Lee,
tired.
what's Alanka wena, dude? What's wrong?
Yeah, when I slept late, Joe, but sorry, guys. Hello, everybody.
Hi, house Pebbles.
I think
House
she might be
Pebbles.
engaged. Continue.
How are you? Where have you been?
Hey, sorry for another day, but I'm here
I'm
now.
thinking, nice to have you back.
Anonza, guys. Anonza, ne? Anonza's the sweetest, man. Anonza's the cutest. Like, Anonza hana matata manti mo bophelong. Uno qala ko dlala ka mmele fela. She's so nunus though. But I'm actually two ways about this thing. A part of me is like, you know, why would your boyfriend keep you from meeting your husband even if it's his friend? I'm leaning towards that. But another thing as well is we don't know the friend's intentions. We can never be too certain, Hore, maybe the ex knows something and it was a ploy, you know, to get to this girl, because you can hear her innocence and how naive she might be when she speaks. Or maybe it's because she was shy that she's on radio or something, but that's here nor there. But what I'm saying is she should just let them both go and leave that circle completely alone, because we're never going to know what the real intention is behind this whole relationship. You know, the guy might be genuine, but on the other side, the guy might also be an ass and he's just trying to get some ass. So she should just leave the whole circle all in all, because you know, Bazumkilu baby girl, and she's gonna come back and ask a man way more depressed than she was, gathered. Because now she's bubbly, she's happy, she's getting the attention she wants, she's feeling good about herself. Kore, she's in between banna ba babedi. But it's forgive me guys for saying this, but it's gonna end in tears. And we're gonna wait for her, right? And we're gonna but this can be prevented. She just needs to find a man elsewhere. Banna ba bantsi, go gontsi, bona ho na le banna bo search ba teng. We can, find that circle is not for her.
Thank you so much, Mimsy. Thank you so much. Who just someone just said, Quentin, when you get time, please shave your head. I've heard you. I will try. Leroy, come through. Serge is expecting an apology from you.
Hey, I'm funny, and it's I just like me. I don't have a lot to say actually, but then I think like baby girl was being like, what's that? Subconsciously or maybe unconsciously spiteful, you know. So you know, and okay, sharp. She is kind of noticing what I'm like, no man, but then so you know, and she is like she is convincing herself that she likes him actually. So now I'm like, I baby, felt like, but again, like he was just a rebound fella to spite your baby daddy. So you know what, like so I will happen like working kind of like naked said actually like this could be planned actually. So as I like this is very dangerous for her. So you know what, like I thought I felt like I sleep you to removing it long. You know? Yeah, and once because it's like clearly no, I know you're a little bad baby. Yeah, but anyway, I feel because like yeah, that's me.
How to explain into Zamobang?
Oh, say bafethu. But again, kind marine network ne. has been giving me problems for like the last 2 weeks now, and challenges and like randomly na le go nna ready for le team network yotlhe. So nje mabane re ntse re le busy da re le monate le soul candy da re tlotle dilo tse di serious tse di monate bona rain ya re bona it's again the thunderstorms for about like 2 hours actually. So guys, no, like we apologize for that, guys. Like that was beyond my control actually. So like my humble apologies. Mare. The thing will be more YouTube ka one actually, the show, but then right there is going to be, yeah. Sorry about that.
Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly, Leroy. And yeah, there we go. Sis Pali. Pali Pali.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Come closer to the mic.
Alright, okay. I think it's my earphones. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
But did Noni say she's 29? 29, I it's every gave me. Computer ke lepanda. Bailo betaka lepanda bashimane. Bailo just kim so sohle. Like I can bet you this guy Atwamoyena was also nice and sweet in the beginning. Same as this friend is now being. And after Lena Betile, he's going to be a jerk like the ex, and there'll be another friend who will come and comfort. For this friend to come and now offer all these type of things is because she's been complaining to him. He's been offering a shoulder to cry on. He didn't just meet her somewhere and saw her and fell in love. No, they've been talking and she's been telling how your friend did me wrong, and he's been comforting. I want more opportunity panda. So no Nishem, I'm like, if she had said she's 23, 22, I would understand. Or maybe she doesn't know Ronald Panda, but 29. And maybe because she said she doesn't have a best friend, she doesn't have friends, she doesn't know this type of thing. Kile pantale, bailo mo hotla bashimane. Finish.
Yeah, ne. Rough. But Clement Shuba Buadilo. Guys in. Let's not do these things. Let's not take pride in nonsense like Mapanda and all of these things. Just because other people do them does not make them okay. Just because it happens doesn't mean you must get on the bandwagon yourself. So yeah, let's just not do that. For me, I think, come through, Mimi.
I just want to say something. Like, I just want to what Serge is saying, Horo 29 with a baby and still figuring things out. There is absolutely no shame in not being emotionally intelligent at 29. Maybe she didn't get enough experience to be emotionally, matured. And it would be unfortunate for this instance would be an instance that would force her to be, to grow emotionally, because it is only experiences that would teach you or show your heart what you would accept and what you wouldn't accept. So let's just try and shy away from shaming people for not being emotionally stable, because Letengi, she hasn't grasped on the reality ya gore go na le banna ba bangwe out there who would do anything and everything to get into your pants and disappear. She feels like this guy is trying to be sweet and all of that. She's in denial of the fact that this guy khala mo shebile. She feels gore it was something that came about after, she had the relationship with her baby daddy, which might be true, but 9 times out of 10, it's unlikely. I think all of us as adults here, we understand gore that's unlikely. Hence, I said before, we don't know if this was an agreement between the baby daddy and the friend. Distract azitshele ukuthi uphuma kimi so I can go do my shenanigans. Because if this baby daddy comes back, I miss you, you're fair and check out fella the friend. The feelings that she thinks she has for this guy, the chance of them disappearing Trust me.
Yeah, nah. And there's also a possibility of, because now that we know Ngwana, there's still some, well, not some, there's always be eternal connection between the two of them as a result of the child. So anything can change in such an environment, so it's yeah, it's very tricky. Good morning, Josie man. So yeah, awesome words, Mimi. One will never know until you are there and it is happening. Jolo, don't go with IQ sham. So yeah, morning again, Dincheni. I hope I said it well today. But thank you so much. I was gonna say that for me, I think Anonza, first of all, like I said, I want to commend her to thank you. I commend her that she is doing well so far in terms of assuming that she is learning from her mistake. If it was a mistake for that matter, but learning from her, from her past relationship with Uaxi. And yes, there might be those emotions of trying to revenge and whatever the case may be. And before she's catching feelings, trying to ask around and find out, Kuti, what must can happen, in this particular situation. And from how she sounds like she's willing to take advice. So we can only hope that she will take the good advice and it will work out for her. That bottom line, I support the case of going out there and seeking, or not even seeking, going out there and exploring other options that she might have. Put herself out there, be ready, be okay, heal from the situation. There are many things that she needs to kind of deal with in terms of her getting into another relationship, depending on whether she seeks to be married or what her life goals are. So there are other things that she can definitely focus on: working herself, dealing with, raising her child, considering that what's going to happen when she has a man, as she has a child, because she now has to protect herself, her child, and equally so herself. So there's many other things that are at play. It's a bit of a risk, and yes, someone might say that, but what if indeed guy friend is someone who will be there for her and will love her, and whatever the case may be. It could go either way, that yes, he might be coming to play games, but also he could be just coming to actually love a baby girl. We don't know that part. So it's her having to evaluate the situation and decide which one is best for her. But I think the safest one is moving away from that circle. But if you're gonna take that risk, hopefully it is well calculated. Hopefully you are led and directed from above. And yeah, because navigating such situations are not easy. So that is that on my side. I don't know if anyone else wants to weigh in on the situation, but may I congratulate her for coming on to Ask a Man, not when things are rough, but before things get out of hand, which is a good position to be in, and she's a good position for us to even advise, because then she can hear very well. All right, quickly reminder, we have a guest today. Sabi asked for advice later. Is she here? Is she still here, Usabi? Sabi, are you still here? Perhaps if we don't have further comments on Tabaya Anonza, we can perhaps go ahead and do our Talk to Me Ndwana. That will give us a little bit more time. Should we move on? Any of you guys on the comments still have something to say? All right, Mimi, come through.
Okay.
Can I just congratulate guys? We out here saying Anonza, she is confused. Guys. Anonza sounds like mastermind konna. The way I link sweet thing now one's for Sarah on a line. As much as we would love to say gore Anonza sounds confused, at least Anonza wa tseba gore it's king. She's within her power actually. Gore bona. I wanted to get back at him, but ke ska dlala ka mmele at the same time. I just wanted to, you know, commend her on that. Gore wa tseba gore at the end of the day, you know, I can get what I want. I know it's a horrible thing to get revenge, but she's a smart one for that one. Wabena Eoyona, kudos to her, man.
Yeah. Give credit where it's due. But yeah, she never lied. There we go. So if anything, I think for us, this is the best so far. Ask a Man session we've had, where someone is straightforward about the situation, someone is coming in at about the right time before things go, you know, sideways and things like that. So this is the model Ask a Man session as far as I'm concerned. Yes, unama flaws, as we are all human, but it sounds like it's someone who's willing to take advice, someone who's willing to be corrected and things like that. So kudos to her. Hopefully she will choose to leave. But if she goes ahead, she will go just as cautious as she is by asking, calling in to Ask a Man. You know, she will be able to do exactly that. So let's hope Sabi will come through. But absent of Sabi coming through, we can still continue with our thing. So Mimi, I saw the conversation you and Popo there. So what's the verdict? Oshapoka. Have you searched the archives, lab?
Guys, potential husband thing. Kopalisang expose us all.
Okay, no, okay, sure. I wanna say bye. So yeah, so that is basically that. I think we can move to Talk to Me Ndwana. And if Sabi does come back, they will come back, and we take it like that. I popoli. So yeah, so Leroy, can you please solo? I think we didn't even play it before, but do play the disclaimer while I swap the background, please.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individuals participating in the conversation and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast host or any affiliated organization. Listener discretion is advised.
Ogarenge?
No, Karangara Mimur heard something Cecil Souls are a potential husband. Hey, Mimua Jolano.
Lambora, it's a king.
Okay, sorry, but then you know what? Okay. Well, we respect people here, so hello Rowena, how da I feel boy. I feel it's fine, born, we can move on. Peel affair. Guys, I'm still defrosting.
Mamela, all I can say is ke tlo go ba mosadi wa motho. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. You're right. We will hold on to that, Mimza, and we will wait to hear further news. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Makaya Randan, we are here and we are on our segment, Talk to Me Ndwana. In the segment, basically, we talk about anything, everything, and anything. And the internet is forever. We talk about anything and everything that you care about, something that is in your mind, something that, you know, maybe you need advice, maybe you just want to get something out of your chest. Maybe or telling us how at some point you were mumu in your days, but you have learned, or something that you think we can learn from. So we usually have a topic which we still do today. And I can either do that, or I will give you guys an opportunity on the comments to say if you have any thing that you would like to talk about. Come through or send a message there of a question or a particular thing you'd like us to talk about. Failure of that, I will definitely bring in the topic that I prepared this morning. Can I bring up something I read somewhere? Okay, Mimi. I don't know how we do that. It's here.
Guys, you know, like Lantiba man on this platform, Kuri, I am the queen of Skata. Kuri, this Skata Taba to come in left, right, and center to me. So I was talking to Ntato Kunklung the other day, and I was telling him about how I read somewhere a very, I don't know if it's touching or we should certify Ngwanyana O as Mumu of the year, but listen to this. So this girl, okay, so I read this from those Facebook groups, Diaries of a Side Chick, like all those weird groups that go Facebook. Like Facebook is a village on its own. So she says and she started dating this guy in varsity, right? She dated this guy in varsity, and then they graduated together. So after graduating, the guy got Musebetsi Pele. He worked first, and then they moved in together, and then baby girl got a job. So her job was paying her more than boyfriend Techai. And then boyfriend Techai unfortunately lost his job. So the girl had to take up the role, she's gonna pay for everything, take care of the household and whatever. In the process, helped him to get a car, and then she had a car for herself as well. So she was basically the breadwinner for a while, and then he was unemployed for like 2.5 years. And then down the line, he got a job. So one day after getting the job, still the job that he got did not pay him enough as much as Mewa Kunku, right? So one day, Good Friday A1 in J, my boy Urukokel Urbonene, I'm going Kohesu. I wanna go visit my mom, and Utisiaka, we are building Kohesu. So I need a favor from you. Need a favor? Okay, Muge, like what? My boy or 8 waiting kashota man, so kupa unkele loan. Yabo. Unkele loan ko banking, and then cause give to place teramola, give to recadi samente, How baby girl is in love. So she's like, okay, Sando Sam. She goes to the bank, she acquires the loan, and then after acquiring the loan, gives the money to boyfriend. Yeah? And mind you, habanyala batuba, they're not married. Just that her girlfriend go because they've been together for a while. I understand, and they've lived together. How? Okay, so so my boy picks up a Good Friday weekend. What Amaya Uyako how kisses the love of his life goodbye, goes home. Saturday, Mugel Utola rapid WhatsApp messages. I want to ting 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 ting. Yeah, it's pictures. Mushimani utamaile ailonyala someone else with the money ya loan. And who's telling her? His best friend. His best friend was the one that sent her those pictures. I'm just echo. I would be a sugar mo kuriki waiting sumo senat like a chelta how. This is what's happening. Baby girl is flawed. Watch your like I almost just shut down because what is happening right now? The friend is like to her, pretend like I didn't tell you anything. Wait for him to come back Monday and see what he's gonna say.
Mm.
He was like, okay, bet, that's what I'm gonna do. Waits for Ntate to come back. Ntate comes back with a rehearsed story. Or Samende out 30 and replace the reader go guy, and she says she waited for him to finish explaining Tabayao placed and opened her phone and showed him all the pictures from the bride to how he was dressed to the rings to everything. I understand. This guy did not say a word. The only thing he did was he stood up, packed everything that was his, left the car keys on the table, requested an Uber, kwaphela kanjalo.
Yeah.
Well, oh God.
His girl in hospital, mental institution. Cause wow.
Clearly, if she was able to write on Facebook,
Yeah.
she's but you can never. So I was asking Tata Kuntuhur, what could possibly possess a man to do something like this? And he was like, what if within that 2 years he was unemployed? Something happened. And I'm like, why do we always need to excuse behavior like this? Why does someone have to do something to us in order for people to act that way? What if he's just generally a horrible person?
Sure.
Because I don't understand. First, you put me in debt. Then you break my heart. Then you don't give me an explanation. You just walk out.
Oh. Yeah, no, Oh, Google, how does it hit home, Sissy? Hey. Yo, guys. Me, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know what to say. It's you mean Joe? No, not like this guy, man. I'm going to tell you, yo.
Asal mana minum what like do sometimes. What the fuck, guys?
Every time we get yo.
Every fucking time when we singing, like mimic the snake queen some goes. Guys, you know it, ne? Parking, you know it, ne? Sharp, ne? Parking, and I'm like, okay, sharp. There's a level of like compromise. Mom jolong and tell okay, I know Kibariki is like baby truck at this and that. But guys, how can you be that heartless actually for job, right? You are putting your partner Modikolo dong as in like come on guys. Like ish. Ajmar Jensberg just a raw for these days, man. Can you get a man? No, man, no.
I know it's rough.
I've never
It's
seen
rough.
KG speechless, guys. The only time I ever see him speechless is if get like a sky.
What do we say to this? But anyway, DM71, come through.
Hello, guys.
How are you?
I am good.
Good to hear you. Do you want to weigh into the story?
The story so now, yeah. It's not for the first time something like this happened. I've heard a lot of this thing. Somebody barking got some golf fully bashimani for the week to find out is going to marry. And the question is the relationship that we have, re bua eng on the relationship. And now, here not together, do we say we are going to marry each other, or do we talk for a relationship ya rona your fitisa away, or what are we doing with this relationship that we have? Because of we tend to take things for granted, whereby because of we are in love, then remove her in together. We don't know how a relationship arena is based on what. We just move together, we act like husband and wife and everything. And if I only to find that now I'm not ready to be a wife and you are not ready to be a husband, but we are living together and everything together, but there is no communication between us, or not together. This is what is going to lead us at the end. Why understand? And yo rena basadi are yo a ke itse ke reng are lene man. Good, if it didn't happen to me, it's no, I'm not that person. So kore ke batla gore e happen pele monna before nkare yo wa bona. So yona e botlhoko, mara what was happening in the relationship, even though re na le 7 years re dula bo botlhe, or 10 years re dula bo botlhe, communication ya ka le wena about the relationship ke eng. I understand. So yona ha e sharp-o. Yona ha e sharp yona. So yona e tlisa botlhoko, because of at the end of the day wena you are building a family with this person, and then wena o builder o le one, because of I like communicator two of you, but wena you are building, so yena is not. So something like this happened, it hurt wena more. That's the reason why he was going to keep on lying to the lady if the friend didn't send the pictures. So that means from the day one, he so be barking serious about the lady.
Sure.
He was just using her fella for accumulate whatever is accumulating. You know, it's painful. So he must just pay the money or I loanileng. That's all.
But there's no legal grounds. But yeah, we can only hope that he will pay.
No,
But
that's
he does.
Just fella for go bontsha ntho fela ya gore go admita gore I'm wrong, ha patele the money. Yona there is no legal grounds, but yena go admita gore I'm wrong, ha patele tšhelete, and that the lady a move on ka life ya gae.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I doubt he would, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. In any case,
Yeah.
yes,
A re
the
tlwele go
Panis.
nna le di-guys ne ise ba re nyala, re tlwele go move in ne, re nne difateng sete le di-guys before ba re nyala, guys. O mongwe le mongwe a nne kwa dulang ko teng.
This is Debbie. Right there.
I'm telling you.
Mm-mm.
Tlogelang go ba husband and wife, le se husband and wife le mo mojolong. You are getting all the ntho tsa di-married people, and at the end ha ba le he re hetiwa, then re ba le problem. O mongwe le mongwe ha nne kwa dulang ko teng, we'll move together he re nyalane. Simple as that. So
Thank
right
you
now,
so much.
this lady was building the family le somebody o nasa build le yena. Wa e bona hore e yang? It's wrong.
True. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mimi, I see your hand up again. Can you kindly oh, thank you there, DM. Kindly come through, Mimi.
Guys, please take it from somebody Ona Shapa Fatin said. Dimpinchi Takamo Makoya ran down, they know. Fatin said is nothing to be proud of. I am telling you guys now, as a host, Yaluna Eli Ratang, Kopa Leska Kipita, there is nothing good that comes out of that. Just saying.
Zo. So there we go, guys. You don't have to learn by experience. Like just there are certain things you must just have. You must have boundaries of them, and let's have a conversation. If someone is not coming to the party, those are signs. Understand why this is happening, why this is not happening. But the fact of the matter is, and I always say this, if you want to get married, if you want to have a traditional concept of marriage, there are certain things that you need to be aware of and follow and put boundaries. If we're now, ubudi life partner, ubu ufatensete, and all of those things, accept the consequences and the risks that come with such. The problem is when it goes all wrong, then you want to cry all of that so that everyone can hear. And when you're told, good, but you went through this and this and this, did you have to do that though? Even though I judge you. But in any case, let's hear my mother boys.
Yo. Morning.
How are you?
Yeah. As Mimi is talking, I'm like, uthini mani mkhuza? Uyasukuma mani mhlalisa phansi. Yo.
It's tough.
Yeah, no. Wow. But I've heard somewhere where I think it was here on TikTok, a panel was discussing, and this topic was shared. Ukuthi girl was assisting the guy financially. Apparently, because men are naturally wired to be the providers, the ones that go out and hustle, and. So manje mina as a woman, if I start giving you money, it's like I'm stripping you of that angazi ubudoda bakho, and even if it's from a good place, it's now like manje I'm competing for this ubundoda with you, yabona. So kancane uguy will start resenting you. Kancane he'll start looking at you and say or she can stand on her own. That's why they do the most terrible things to women, abanye amadoda, because they look at you and they see a fellow ndoda. And so ibuhlungu. I was once in that situation, but fortunately it didn't escalate to this. But you quickly realize ukuthi as a woman, nami I need to give a break. It's painful because as a woman you want to build, and like DM said, maybe you are building with somebody who doesn't want to build now at that time. So yeah, kubuhlungu. And then ukipita, there's this mikipito that ends up in marriage because they both came with an agreement ukuthi we are living together because we want to cut the cost of rent of in so that we can have this beautiful wedding or buy this house for ourselves. And then we end up living impilo right. And then kunomkipito loyo oskipitile nathi. It has skipited us as well. But yeah, Mimi. Ngiyakuvuma yo.
Back, my mother boys. I am back.
Yeah, I am. Gugu guys. Gugu said she was paying for a wedding, thinking it's her wedding. So it didn't turn out to be her wedding.
Like, Google, njani sisi?
Like
you
how,
don't
bruh?
understand? Like, you guys, did you pick out the decor as well? Did you pick
It's
out the
like ruining you the
dresses?
whole thing.
But think about it, guys. It's possible because when you're booking a service provider, you're doing to them as long as you have paid, you have dealt, you have given them an address, and whatever the case may be, with especially if it's not like it's those destination weddings. Let me give clarity, please do so when I Google in the comments. It's not like those weddings where it is like a destination wedding or whatever. You don't do it like Emma Kaya and whatnot. Then that is done, it's paid and everything else and whatnot. So whoever comes to the event comes to the event. So guy, if he wants to plan those things, guys, I can see the possibility, but let's hear. Oh, go. What's that?
Hi, sorry, I'm just trying to find a safe space.
Not a problem, Google.
So basically, just to give clarity,
Please.
it was my first year in university, and I was supposed to be focused on school, but then anyway, I met somebody that was finishing off his medicine, so to say, and we basically got into a relationship. It wasn't very long. It was less than 9 months, basically. And then things went very fast. And he then said, we should get married. And then, because obviously he was going to do his practicals in another province, and he wouldn't want to leave me in Gauteng. So, me being me, I trusted the process and I was working as well while studying. So, we basically drafted everything. And at this time, I think only now, like 12 years later or 10 years later, I then think I didn't, like, I wasn't in my, I don't know, I wasn't thinking or something, or I was just in love. So we drafted everything and then we started ordering and paying. But what didn't make sense was that I had not met his parents. I had only met his siblings, right? Because there was this rule from his side that they can't meet me before the wedding. And then my family did not allow like baraking lobola negotiations and what. So they basically they don't believe in that. So they said, look here, if it's a wedding, it's fine. We'll do a family meetup and whatnot. But he refused. He then said everyone will meet on the day of the wedding. So everything was booked. Sound was paid. Basically, I was making payments of everything because he said that when he starts doing his practicals, he will then pay me back everything that I had paid for.
Oops.
So
Sorry to interrupt you, Google. Were you not in first year?
I was in first year, but I was working already before. So I was
Okay.
working and studying. Yeah, so I was working
Okay.
before I started my first year, and I was working during my first year. So it was like financially I was well, like I was stable, very much stable.
Let's continue.
Yeah, so then I paid for everything. The dress that came through, and he said it has to stay at his aunt's place. So I didn't dispute anything. Like even when my parents were like, "This is crazy," I felt they're just against everything because Khabanya kompona ke le happy or something. So it was that thing. Like there were so many red flags that I had ignored, like point blank. And then 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the wedding, my grandfather then said, "This is nonsense. I need to go meet the family." And I was like, I don't even know where this guy lives, basically. You know, like I know the area, but I don't know which house he lives in because it was forbidden that I go there before the wedding. 2 weeks later, he then called me and he told me we needed to talk. And obviously, now it's like a month left before the wedding, right? So he came over and then we spoke, and then that's when he basically said he's getting married. And I was like, yeah, we are getting married. I mean, you know? And he put it point blank that I'm getting married, but it's not you, it's somebody else. So, yeah, I think my life stopped for a couple of hours there. Then I had to inform my parents, and my dad was the one that actually took the whole family and basically hunted him down, found him, and we went there. And when we got there, there was a tent outside, there were cars, there were everything. And then we went in, and apparently the parents, this is what the parents knew. The parents thought that there was a friend because he had informed them that there's a friend that he met in college, and she basically offered to pay for everything for the wedding. And I was that friend. So yeah, they knew who I was, but they didn't know I was the person that was supposed to be getting married. They just knew a friend. So yeah, and I think after that, we tried to get, because I was in debt after that for like a good 6 years to pay off everything. Yeah, we just left it at that. I think my family were just like, this is a lesson that has to be learned, and unfortunately you have to pay because everything is under your name. And that was even including the first car that I bought. So yeah, that was that.
When you got there, did you see the person who was getting married, the lady? Was she wearing your dress?
No, the lady wasn't wearing the dress. They were still preparing. I get it, we got there like the Friday and the wedding was only on the Saturday.
Was she your size?
But yes, she is. She is. She was. Definitely. She was my size. I actually met her and she even she was very like she sympathized. Like we went heart to heart because she also didn't know. Everyone knew a friend that was sponsoring this wedding. Like everyone was told that it's a friend that's sponsoring the wedding. So people didn't know what was going on until they found out that the friend thought she was getting married, but unfortunately the friend was just a sponsor.
Did the wedding continue?
Yes, it did. They were married, they're still married, they have kids. I actually bumped into them after that incident. I bumped into them 5 years later. And I think it was the hardest because that's when I was literally paying off all the debt that I had accumulated from everything that happened. And yeah, I had to be the good person to just greet and move on with my life. And they were still driving my car that I had bought. So yeah, it was what it was. I won't lie. It took me over 10 years to get over everything. And I'm in therapy and all of that. And I must say now I'm at a better place where I'm able to actually speak about it and advise other young people to look out for those type of red flags because they happen and it happens every day, basically.
You. Cuckoo.
My nigga. Hi, fam. Guys, you know what? Parking can like let's be respectful happen and happen like let's be mindful for like we are dealing with another human being here. So let's be let's like speak love here. But yo,
Can I please ask you are you okay? Okay, yeah, you did say you did say you okay.
I am okay. I've healed. I've completely healed.
You guys say, you are a close contender to being the queen of Jaguar at this point.
This was a 10 up, not even a 1 up. It was a 10 up.
Okay, so they still driving. Mina, guys, I'm not saying please understand me. I am not promoting violence in any way. I am not promoting.
Don't say it.
You understand? But the minute I saw that, but you can't do anything to the car because you are still paying for it. You understand?
But this is Google.
Sorry.
Yeah, the car belongs to the bank for as long as all you had to do is go to the bank and say, I can no longer afford this car, can you please repossess the car? Or you just don't pay for the car for the first 3, I don't know for how long it needs for it to be repossessed, but the car could have been where you could have gotten the car back one way or the other, or giving it back to the bank. Why didn't you do that?
Okay, so the car was paid off, right? And I had to transfer the names, and because it was coming from my father, basically. So he transferred the names to me, and then I was like, because I'm getting married to this guy, I basically then preferred the names to go to him. So the car was paid off, and he knew that the car was paid off. He basically, because I think he knew everything that was going on. Because I would also tell him, okay, this is what's happening and this is what's happening. So he was clear with everything, like the whole process. I mean, he was the one that was even pushing me for the finalization of the paperwork and everything. So I wanted to basically open a case, like the other lady said, that you can't, like, there's no legal ground for such things, because it's a verbal agreement as well. So then my family were like, basically my dad was like, you're not going to fight this. You're going to take a step back and you will suffer the consequences, because I think that was the only way I became humble and learned a lesson from this. And I can truly say I have forgiven them. I have forgiven him as well. And I've moved on from it. And that's why I say I'm able to actually speak to other younger people that come across the same, like same situations. I mean, when you go to college, when you go to university and you're vulnerable because I mean, you've just grown up with your parents in the house and now you're off to race and wara and all of that, and you meet this and you think everything that you meet is like green and beautiful. But then you realize that you kind of like mislead yourself by not looking at the red flags. And I won't lie, a lot of people came. My family came, my friends came, they were just like, this is not it. But Ukuku at that time was like, guys, you're against my happiness, so I'm not going to allow this. And she just continued. So that's when my parents were like, you will learn the lesson from what happened. And I won't lie, it took me long. And I'm talking about debt that accumulated within 3 months or 4 months, loans that would needed to be paid off. And I mean, because it's in my name, I couldn't just neglect everything and be like, okay, it will see itself out. So I had to work and pay for everything. I even had to drop out for 2 years from school and literally focus on debt and make sure that I work like everything, like overtime, everything just to pay off, and then go back to school and finish whatever that I had started.
Go. Hi guys, can you please tap and give Gugu, yo guys, like do something, cause what? Ah.
Yeah,
Gugu is one of the kind, yeah. Okay, 1 in a million. Nkele rena ba bang ba, yo.
No, but
Yo, but
I'd like,
Gugu, sorry, I'm sorry. He played you from day one, this guy. Yo. And then now I think even the lady knew, because of why do you wear the dress that was bought by another lady? So I think the lady also knew about this game. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is very, very, very bad.
thank you
Yo, Lena
DM71.
na le sebete, Lena. O reila koloi ebile on top of that, wa e reila koloi. O sebete.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
Thank you for that comment. Wow. No. Gooks, thank you for coming through. I don't know what your plan is with the story. Like you said, you talk to other people, young people, and all of that. I don't know, man. Put it in a book. Do something. If anything, like get your money back through the story as compensation. Because wow. That's a lot. And someone asked a question earlier on that you didn't get an opportunity to say. Maybe you can comment on the comments there. Did you forgive yourself for that whole situation? Because I think it might be difficult or easy, or however we look at it, to forgive the next person, but I think forgiving yourself, it's much more harder, and we don't practice it that much. Have you forgiven yourself? What is your relationship with you, now, or perhaps in this past 10 years? Yo, guys, hear me.
KG, sorry for
Sure.
like there's another question there from Kolani Ngema there. He said, so what did you learn, and do you still have love, as in like do you still can actually love more to happen? Nah. But then Google hayo no yana. Okay.
No, she's in the
So
comments.
my word. Oh, okay. So my word there, we take in the Google bonane. Whoever you're gonna be with, as in like from today on, we are gonna vet them here. Bailey. bona ga o tle go jola le ope rona re sa mo itse mo bona stru shikis bona ra go researcha o itse ke ne ra gona le team le as in ba re keng kana di o itse keng bona even like maso le di lawyer ra tla re iso
we need to make sure. What?
Chief awa bona this can never be my guy tlamela re le teng mona bitla motho a tla go dlala come on now.
Yeah, no. But you know, also another thing is she said herself or family came through, people came through, but girl man, red flags are shoe. And she's like, like you see this one, she needs to give us power of attorney. Like we have the right to say no, this is not happening. Like no ways, guys.
Gugu is very generous, guys, and one stress, like one stress, because Bob KG asked about the car. I don't know. I signed it off. Ebana, guys, it doesn't matter if we are Gugu. This motherfucker played you, and I really hope he's a good as Dr. Mo Alingping. He does not I'm sorry to say this, but he does not deserve anything good in his life.
Like also, I wanted to ask earlier on, I just forgot because, hey, there was too much. There was too much. Yes, swear Mimi, it even skipped my head. But like, was the guy actually a doctor? Like, was he even registered COVID? Like, is he an actual doctor now or? You know, Palisa said earlier on that I damanu went to something yana. You know, it's all our nyana, but because there's no way. Because there's no way, guys.
Somebody in the comments said, Google your father's car. I'm sorry, guys.
Yo. No, something, because there's no way, guys. Something in J came through, hey? Yo. I know. And I mean, if there is or there was something done spiritually, you know, she must also deal with that particular thing because, hey, what if Bele is gonna come back and be my friend from varsity? It's a lot. No, Hashem, I've never thought I'd meet a person with this life story.
But KG, can I just say, like, not a lot of things shock you, but I've never seen you so shocked today.
Hashem, me, hey, guys, I think, yeah, we need to unpack this one. Like, guys, there's okay, let me come back. So I think as human beings, we build relationships with people, be it family, be it friends, that, you know, particularly friends who move from just being friends to being family. And we need to, sometimes when you see Kuti, you're not seeing clearly. Have people that you can say, step in for me because me, I don't see properly. You know, people who have, like I said, that power of attorney to be like, I'm standing here. This is not happening because what is this? Like, to a point where you would rather hate me. I'm willing to risk you hating me as a friend and no longer speaking to me again if it means I'm going to save you from something like this. Like, that's as far as it needs to be. We need to allow people that we trust like to step in for us where we are failing, where we are weak, where we know we don't see clearly, or even if in J they don't even need the permission, but this person, you know, they are very sound, they are there for you, and listen, because this is something else, guys. The way things happened, where she says this is 3 months. This debt was accumulated within 3 months. Debt that took her 10 years to sort out. And we're not talking about someone who was not well off financially. She did say that she was in school, yet she was working full time, and financially she was well off to pay for certain things, But this took her 10 years to deal with this debt. That's how much debt we are talking. Come through, Mimi.
This just made me.
Oh, Mimi just received a call or something. Are you back?
I'm back. Can
Sure.
you guys hear me?
Come through.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, come through, Mama.
Okay. This just, goes to show her there's levels to everything in life, including how evil people can be. I mean, rona kore ba re scammer dipleke tsa ho robala, ba re scammer di-date, ba re scammer, ho mo patalla Uber, stuff like that, like petty things like that. Now these things to me seem petty because ngwana batho ba mo scamile 10 years of her life. She could have accumulated so many assets. Mara, but this guy unyetsi with zero. When she got to the point where she was saying, he said to me that we needed to talk, and he was like, I'm getting married. And the poor girl was like, yeah, I know, we're getting married. I can imagine when he said that, no, not to you, to someone else. I don't think this is going to work out. Boyfriend nje. Imagine somebody you were planning on marrying, it's not working out. Not working out. I'm sorry, guys. This is painful. And Bona, guys, we have been Dipopai, all of us, at some point in our lives. But this just proved to me there is levels to everything. And as a parent as well, as parents, we must also understand, guys, let's not shelter our kids too much from the real world. Because the moment they go out into the real world on their own, everything is a culture shock to them and it's foreign. Kids make these kind of mistakes when we shelter and coddle them too much. Allow your children to make mistakes and learn so they can actually, so we can prevent these kind of things. Because it is very easy to keep a child kontlung. Umukhele di gate, bona o kenye di alarm system, o etse kaofela. Ebe wena one day o mmone ba re o imile ngwana hao. We mistaking ke mabota. No. It's because you didn't allow them to experience life the way it is. You can't want to coddle your child to a point where varsity is a different experience. I think everybody who is here understands varsity is a completely different experience because batswadi ha ba teng. We do whatever we want to do. So, guys, this is really painful. And I really hope I don't get too much hate for this, but a part of me also blames the parents. Yes, we love our kids and we want to give our kids everything and anything for them to be comfortable. But can we just let our kids make their own mistakes to avoid such catastrophes? 10 years of her life down the drain.
Yeah. And I think, to that point, Mimi, there comes I think actually, yeah, the family, especially because it's very clear that the family was supportive, was involved in the situation to a point or bamkhuzile and whatnot, but they needed to be at point where as a family member, mom, father, you stand and you say, this is not happening. I don't care what it is. This is not happening. You are not marrying this person. You are not, because that is a form of protecting. And, I was speaking about friends who then will say, listen, I'm willing to risk you not talking to me over again or whatever the case. But if I need to be the hindrance to this thing, I will be the hindrance. So I definitely hear your point, Mimi, in terms of saying parents, we need to also step in hard and be the parent. Unfortunately, sometimes is that your kids will maybe hate you for certain things, but let them hate you for something that is straight. And I think to a certain extent, she would have seen the situation. Well, I don't know, because there wouldn't have been a result, but hopefully there would have been some form of a sign, Hori, you dodged a bullet here, and eventually be okay with your father, your mother, who stopped you from getting married or whatever the case may be. But the way the story went, yeah, Gugu, it sounds like she would have even eloped, like, guys, yo, not this thing nine. Yo, come through, Mimi. Oh,
I think so. Like I admit, Kiki di boni mo life in yakane, but story sa Google, guys, it literally just broke my heart because Bua Leroy, bua. What I'm gonna say will close the show, bua.
Okay. Hey, when it's my bad, like there's a video that I saw in a TikTok video. Like you have to go through some sort of hardship for working kind of what's that, character building. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, for working born, as in like whether the smallest or maybe the biggest. So I know it's not to sound like I'm being like not so sensitive now, but then this was kind of like a learning curve gore re etsa bagolo ba gago lela. Like learn to take the advice. Yeah, Fede, you are really in love, and then like you see a future, but then happen now remember that like there are more people in the world that see it from the outside, so like who can show you this and that. So now like yeah, be in love, yeah, Fede, but then do not be naive, like be logical here and there, but then hey man, make peace with life's adversities, guys. We have to go through this and that. Fede, mole, mole. Yes, it hurts like crazy. Mole, mole. It's again like born. You feel like you born. You like you want to go there and there. You want to do this, but then you will make it through better this time. And like think of it like going to the gym. Yeah, why kuka. The next morning, my brother, you feel like you are paralyzed. Mare, you keep going, you get better, you get stronger, you get healthier. Mole, but hey man, hi, Rimpenchaka. Google, your next boyfriend, Lala, we are gonna vet him. Bona, he's gonna be here early. Bona, what's again, as in like CIA, what's again, Bona, as in like me muting, little thing, Bona, the Bile Mam, Silly Jean, like KG, vetting, Bona, vet this
Remy
motherfucker.
interview us so live
Hey, Bona, he's
on
so
this live so
exactly.
that we have evidence, because no ways.
Bona, chief, yeah, my bra, Bona, Clemana, it's again, it's like Bona, like DNA, the blood sample,
My
Bona,
guy.
Mm.
Yeah, no, this is really, 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 really something else. I don't know, guys. Let's get to 100K. We are already close. We have about 29 minutes to go, and yo, Hagiti, can we handle another guys? Mimi wants to finish us today. Wants to finish us today, Gadis Gakla, because I don't know if my heart can take this one. Hey, yo. Come through, Mimi. If there's anyone else who wanna VL.
You're like a guy had. Uta.
Guys, hey, Mimi, Areko, Baruba Fellet, Kuruba great, over great, the people, Kuru, come through, mommy.
So, guys, this was a story that was sent to me. So, I'm gonna tweak the names here and there because maybe there are people here who know who these people are. So let's just understand. So this is a story of a girl who went back home after a failed marriage. She got married at 21. Ne? And in the beginning of the story, this girl narrates that Haye was so against her getting married that he would always say she was not the type to get married, that someone like her was not supposed to get married. So the reason why her marriage did not work was because she could not bear kids for her husband. So her husband turned, abusive, amotrapa here and there, accusing her of murdering, her children and all of those kind of things. Guys, when I read the story, I don't know why people want to send me. Maybe I should do a TikTok page where people send me the that's why.
Yo, guys, while you're listening to Arego, let's tap. While you're listening, let's tap. Let's get over 100K.
Mind I say, Amana Papa Kunklung is one person that knows all of these stories that I'm going to tell because he was the first person Kibushuri things on. So, fine, she carries on and she narrates how her dad always told her that she would never, ever, 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 ever get married. Right? So, as time goes on, her dad decides, okay, fine, no, I'm going to send you back to school. And I'm going to pay for your apartment. I'm going to pay for everything. And you're just going to go to school. So when she got to the city where she was supposed to go to school, she didn't go to school. She decided to find a job. So she found a job. And trigger warnings are not really. Okay, yeah, yes. Guys, trigger warning, ne? There is... What's the trigger? Guys, I'll say as I go. Get a copella.
Continue, Mimi.
So, as time goes on, she loved playing the piano. So, the apartment that she lived in, the next door neighbor loved playing the piano as well. I understand. So they would play the piano together, and they would play the same keys. They would do all of those things. So things started getting weird when she would find things done for her. Like she would leave washing and she would come back mothateng unkile washing ya teng we ainile we beile ko monyako with a note. On her birthday, mind you, she was single. She comes from a marriage. On her birthday, somebody sent her flowers, a cake, and a necklace, and everybody just assumed it was her boyfriend. So she was shocked to hear it was not her co-workers who did this for her, but it was somebody who dropped it off. And then she walked into her apartment with a note saying, okay, look, I've cleaned for you and I've cooked for you because I figured you'd be tired. So she starts freaking out. Guys, Muto Opela has been in my apartment. So she has a friend who lives like 4 doors down, and she's telling her friend, I find this very weird. I find this like unsettling because this person has been in my house. Fine. So she goes to... she tells... guys, can we just admit, as women, sometimes we are not normal. So she asks in the complex group who's been doing this for her. So everybody now answers except the guy, Wako, like her next door neighbor. So it concludes in her mind, okay, no, this guy was actually the one who was doing all this. So she stands by the wall and she tells the guy, Bona, the only way for me to repay you is if you leave your door open and I clean up for you as well and I cook for you. Fine. How next day, Gelo off, the guy left the door open And she goes in and she cleans and, she cooks for him as well. And then she goes back to her house. She locks the house with the hopes that when he comes and gets his key, she will know who he is. So this guy has wanted to remain anonymous all this while. Fine. So later that day, she decides to go to the local butchery. She falls in love with this guy like at first sight. This guy is this guy is absolutely the most beautiful thing that she has ever seen. Now she is telling her friend, this guy is absolutely beautiful. But now the twist in the story is this guy is actually an albino. And guys, all of y'all must keep that in mind as the story goes on, because it gets very dark. This guy is actually an albino. Beautiful man, she describes him with the most beautiful platinum skin ever. He has the most beautiful blue eyes and, whatever. So as time goes on, they start to chat. So he falls sick one day, and then she hears voices next door. People are yelling, and they're yelling out his name. She comes out of the room, goes gagwa, and finds it's the albino guy that has been doing all of this for her, the one she met at the butcher. She's over the moon, and then she nurses him back to health. They fall in love, or they start dating. Because, she was attracted to him from Komakalong or whatever. And then as they're dating, this guy does the unthinkable. He goes to his father and tells him, like a lobola letter to the girl's family without her knowledge. So she didn't know. So her dad now calls her. He's fuming. Hey, bana, wena, what is this that I'm seeing? You just got out of a marriage and already or he wants to marry you. The dad is dead set on her not getting married. He is like, you are not going to get married to anyone at any point. Do you understand? Fine. So she's confused. She confronts the guy. The guy is able to calm her down. It's like, Bona ngiyakuthanda and I've loved you from the moment I saw you. And she's like, what moment? He's like, I know your ex-husband and I've been in love with you the day you came to see your ex-husband at the office, and I know he's been abusive to you and all of those type of things, and I loved you from that day, and I vowed to take you from him and love you the way you're supposed to be loved. Hey, bana. Fine. As being girls, we are sucker for romances, I get. She agrees. She's like, okay, we're gonna get married. So now she has to go home. She has to go face who? Her dad, who is dead set on her not getting married. She goes home with the hope that she's gonna convince her dad, ne? And allow her to get married to this guy. She goes home, she talks to her dad. Her dad is still dead set on her not getting married until she mentions one point. So she thought the only She thought the only reason why her dad did not want her to get married to this guy was because he knew that he was an albino. So her dad is like, he's an albino. She's like, yes. The dad's mood changes all in all. He's like, you know what? You are getting married to this guy as in tomorrow. We are not going to wait any longer. You are getting married to this guy. She's shocked by now the change of heart. Guys, mind you, this is somebody's story. She is shocked by the change of heart within her dad. And the dad is like, since you were married before, it doesn't mean that you were not the wife. So I'm going to give you something to drink. So, whatever it is. So the dad gives her this cup filled with red substance like liquid. She drinks it and she tells the dad, Baba, this tastes like blood. The dad is like, no, it's not blood. This is something that's gonna, it's a traditional thing. You have to drink this. And then she drinks it. Then after she drinks it, fine, everything goes according to plan, and then they get married and whatnot. So now she's meeting her husband's family. Like how Gugu said, which she was not allowed to meet the husband's family until they were married. And mind you, they've also haven't been having coitus because they haven't been married yet. So the boyfriend wanted to stay celibate until they have coitus, but he also had his reasons. So she goes and she meets her in-laws, and then so his dad was also against the marriage because the son was also the breadwinner in the family. So he felt horrid, this woman is gonna come and take the son away and all of those type of things, So as she's meeting her in-laws, her dad drops a bombshell. Her dad is like, I'm so happy that he found someone like you, even with his status. The girl's like, what status? Like, no, he's HIV positive. She freaks out. After freaking out, the husband tries to calm her down. He's like, no, this is the reason why I didn't want us to have coitus yet. Because I wanted to tell you and I wanted to make sure, even though my viral load is low and I'm undetectable, but I just wanted us, to get married first. He's like, yeah, no, you were trying to trap me and all of those things. And, he was able to calm her down. And eventually he says, okay, but the love I have for you is unconditional. So this cannot be a condition where it's going to break our marriage because I love you and I love you till the death of me. Fine. The relationship carries on after that. So now, guys, don't forget the point that this guy's an albino and the dad gave her a blood-like substance to drink, right?
Did you tseba bjang hore mfana ka o HIV?
Mang papa mshimani o.
Because okay, papa mshimani. Oh, okay,
papa
cool.
mshimani, yeah.
Continue.
All right. So now everything is going okay. Keep in mind, Jorgile albino, and the dad gave the girl a blood looking drink to drink, right? Fine. Now they get to a point where they must do coitus, Guy books a pretty hotel, does the rose petal thing, understand that, and he's nervous because now he's about to engage with this woman on a different level, So they do that. He puts protection on. So the girl is like, let me be on top. Right? Let me be on top. So the guy agrees. While she's on top, this girl has the brightest idea. She wants to slip the condom off. So she does that. They have protection. I mean, they have coitus without protection. And then she ends up falling pregnant. So she's becoming sick. She's freaking out. She thinks, oh, no, I'm sick because maybe, I'm infected or whatever. She gets to the doctor. The doctor's like, no, you're not sick. You're just pregnant. This happens every time they have coitus. She would fall pregnant and lose the babies. Down the line, it's found out the dad begatwele ngenganzake because the babies would have come out albino. So he made her drink blood that would make her never, ever, 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 ever conceive. And all these babies, with them being albino, they would make him keep all his riches and all of that. That's why he never wanted his daughter to ever get married, because she can never conceive, because utweling is beletosak.
Well, my daughter. Wow. Hey? I know, like... You're me, Mario. Because I know.
Let's show you my fit to fedit and
okay, so, and like me and Black Magic, my guy. Hey, man. Hey. Shadow, hello. Oh, I'm fine. I feel boy. I, mm, 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 mm.
Mimi, we have missed you, Mare. Hey. I think I wish there was a young preparation yana for. Hey.
So this goes back to what I was
Mine.
like, what you were saying with, like what we were saying with Batswadi, that we should listen to Batswadi. But the thing, sometimes listening to Batswadi, yo,
Oh, okay. Now I
But
get you. Yeah. Uh,
but why
uh,
ntate na batla ngwana hae a nne le albino? So that means according to ntate, life ya bana ba ma-albino a se sepe mo yena, whereby na sa batle ngwana gae a nyalwe ke anyone except le albino.
I get about like my Albina, you know about Babantu, especially when it comes to African spirituality, but Babantu believe my albino possess some type of riches or some type of power because, you know, they are not melanated enough. It's just a spiritual superstition. So Ntate o took it a step further. Ebe a decide go tlo bolaya bana ba ngwana hae, like
Ngwana
it's
gae ai na sa morate,
yes, yeah.
jo heartless.
Yeah,
O
now we're not
heartless.
letting Ellen Bua or guys like you must listen to your parents. Hey, sometimes guys they're like, let's be logical here and there, actually, right? Like sometimes the parents I did I fake it in a bad. Luena, be logical with yourself, be 100% like with yourself. Just to fix my point there, but yeah, because I gotta know and I'm so I'm like, okay, sure, fam.
Yeah, you know, I think also when it comes to now things of a third hand, you know, there's not much that you can do except meeting the third hand with the power above the third hand, you know. So yeah, these ones I think there's not much you can do because her father dealt with her long before anything. So whether she would have gotten someone or not gotten someone, whatever the case might have been, father will have always had an upper hand because she does not know and she trusted her father. And yes, that's just unfortunate, very unfortunate. Aquiline, I hope that's how it's pronounced. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
I'm very well. Come through.
Well, I just wanna contribute my 2 cents, and I think I heard the first Iskata, but you were already finishing it. Then this second one. So I'll start with the second one. I think those days, I think just sleeping with anybody, you need to be very careful. Is something young people need to really consider, because it's not like back then when it was not so dangerous, right? These days people are wicked. You don't even know whom you are sleeping with. Now to talk of someone using you, because this is many people is just after money. If they can use you or take your blessing to use it for something else, hence we teaching our children. But I know society these days does not you talk of this is the 21st century, sleeping with someone in marriage, it doesn't work, but look at the risks around the factor. I grew up in an era whereby we were taught to only sleep in marriage. You sleep with someone when you're married to them. But these days, when you start talking about this issue, it's like, mama, you're coming from the old era. These days, it does not work. I believe that it worked in our era, but as a parent, I believe I need to teach my children the right thing to do. Even if they'll make their own decisions and not go with what I'm teaching them, but let me tell them the truth. Let me teach them the truth. if they decide to do the other thing, but at least as a parent, I have done my part. So I think parents also, we're not putting effort in teaching our children. We're just saying our society goes with this. So the kids goes with this. A social media now, our kids have got uncles, aunts on social media. They have phones at the age of 2, 1, they already have their phones. So all the information they're getting, as a parent, I think it's my responsibility to correct that information. Let me teach them the right thing. But if they choose to do the other thing, but I have done my best as a parent. Because seriously, life is at risk. If you look at it, life is at risk. To go on to the first issue you spoke about, one young lady was disappointed. I heard she threw away 10 years of her life and the guy married somebody else. So in that instance, here's my take. All of us as women or as men, we've been hurt at a certain point in time. But here's the point. In any scenario, usually I feel like if I'm hurt, I tend to say he did this to me, he did this. But on the same note, I'm also not taking responsibility as an individual. Personally, I was once hurt I'll briefly, like, I got impregnated at the age of 30, and the guy told me, you know what, I just heard that you don't like men that much, so I conquered you, I gave you a child. Bye. You see, so it hurt me because that was my first intimate moment with the person, with a man, and also it got me hurt that I didn't want even a man in my life. But what made me heal, guys, is to look at the situation and say, what did I do myself to allow this to happen to me? Because I was taught certain principles: never sleep with a man without him marrying you. So I managed to make those person. I put myself in this situation. So when I started taking responsibility myself to say, okay, what did I do? I know he hurt me. I know he's responsible, but I'm also responsible. When I started taking responsibility, that's when I started healing. When I started healing, I started now looking at myself. What am I going to correct in my next relationship? What am I going to tolerate from a man? What will I not tolerate? So now I flipped the script and started looking at myself. What am I looking in a man? What qualities am I looking in a man? What are things I'm going to tolerate and not tolerate? I tell you guys, I had a child at 30, and I told myself the next man who is going to marry, because I come from a family of 9 people, 9 children. All of them 8 were married. No one brought a child outside marriage. It's just me. So I'm like, okay, which means my father, what he taught us worked. So I flipped the scripture. I said, the man I'm going to meet next, I'm going to sleep with, actually, is going to be my husband. But you know, when you start dating, men will tell you, why don't you want to sleep with me? You have a child already. What's the difference? But I urge women to value yourself, love yourself. If somebody is not willing to respect your wishes, let them go. Why I'm saying this is because sometimes when things happen in our lives, like, for example, when I broke up when that guy told me bye, I cried and I was like, I need this to work. What am I going to tell my parents, people in my community? What are they going to say? But believe me, you know, when somebody says bye, they are not on the same page with you. As human beings, our first instinct is to try to fix it, make it work. And hence, perhaps God has seen far in the future that this person is not for you. But we don't see it as human beings. Our instinct is like, let it work, let it work. And the other door, which is opening, you don't see it. I'm saying this after years. My son now is 20 years old. I'm saying this because when he was 4, I met my husband. When I met my husband, we got married. Now we are like 12 years in marriage. But I'll tell you one thing. If God was to say, you know what, Aki, you cried for this man, Let me bring him back. Now that you are married and you're with this person, let me bring this man you cried for. Choose between him and your husband. I'll tell you, I'll choose my husband over and over and over again. Why? Because now I understand why God was saying no to that person. I understand why I went through what I went through, just because God was preparing me for something much better, someone who was going to treat me as a queen. So sometimes I understand at a younger age, when you're young, you wouldn't understand why this relationship did not work. You wouldn't understand until you grow maturely, and now you understand you're at a certain level in life maturely, like, okay, I get it. I promise you, this lady who broke up, or her years have been wasted by this man. I promise you, if she sits and takes a step back and reflect on her life with this person, she could point out the red flags, which perhaps she chose to ignore. And yet again, there's a beautiful future in front of her. This one will just serve as maybe a lesson for her. Thank you so much for allowing me.
You are muted, Dada Mukhulu, you are muted.
Yeah, please.
So sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, me, I'm finished. You guys have just finished me. Yo. Ay. Yo, I can't. Mimi, you had raised your hand. I need to close in the next minute.
This was an
I don't know
amazing.
if you wanted to comment or what. Quite a few.
I just wanted to say, Khoro, we are closing very soon, guys. This was the most amazing welcome back. And
Yeah,
I have
thank you
missed
so much.
you guys, but yeah, I missed
Thank you
guys.
very much, Mimi. And thank you again, Akulin, for coming through and sharing and just finishing my emotions off, Nje. But we appreciate that and your knowledge that you have, said that we learn. Yeah, guys, love ya. Last week Friday, is it uploaded on YouTube? Leroy, last week Friday, is it uploaded? Please answer, Lapo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is there. Mpumi, it is there. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Those who are joining us for the first time, we are Makaya Rundown. We are here Monday to Friday, 20 past 10. We listen to Ask a Man. 11:30, we have our own segment, Talk to Me Ntwana. You know, when we have Mimi here, Skakama just come through. You know, we deal with topics, we deal with questions. You have anything, come through. We appreciate you. Unfortunately, we have to jump off. Enjoy your day. I will see you guys on Thursday. Tomorrow there will be another one hosting, so please don't do anything that will land you in Ask a Man unless you're coming to make sure before things go sour like today's one. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Keep coming through, send your suggestions, comments, do the right thing, go like and follow. When are we uploading today's episode?
1
When?
1 p.m.
Now 1 p.m.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so no, yeah, today.
Oh,
But in any case,
it's gonna be
tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
I think it will be announced tomorrow. So please be patient. We can't upload them because the records are quite long. So it takes a bit of time before TikTok makes it available. So it takes a bit of time. So we'll let you know. Thank you so much for everyone who followed us. Come through tomorrow, 20 past 10. We're here again. Bye-bye.
Well.